Hello everybody and welcome to the table. So today I have a knife from CRKT, and of course this is new to me but not new to the market. This is the CRKT Forebear, and this particular variant of the knife that I have right here is the U version. So this one is an exclusive to CRKT's own website, and what makes this knife different is of course this coloration with this unique scale material. But I do appreciate that CRKT is bringing some traditional pocket knife patterns to market. And again, they use traditional back springs. These are not those silly double detent slip joints that have become very popular recently. So this uses an actual spring in the back to keep your blade open. And it's, two-hand traditional opening. So I like what they're doing with these designs. And they're kind of taking a modern take on it. So these are traditional designs with very much modern materials. So the Forebear right here, very small knife. First comment I'm going to say right here, this knife is very lightweight, very thin, and pocketable. So weight-wise, we can check out what it's coming in at, but I know it's definitely less than 2 ounces. So this knife is coming in at, 1.25 ounces. This is almost a keychain knife. This is very, very pocket-friendly, very easy to carry around with you, but you're still getting a pretty decent-sized little blade right here. So we can check out the length on this one. So the main blade, when it is opened, I do believe this one, let's take a look right here. So we're at 2¼ inches of blade length on your main blade. And overall length is about 5¾ inches when opened in this position. Our smaller blade right here, let's go ahead and open that one up. We can check that out. The small blade is about 1 inch long, and we're coming in at 4½ inches in hand with the small blade extended. So yeah, it's a small pocket knife. For a quick size comparison, we can do next to a Victorinox Classic right here. Again, the quintessential keychain knife, and you can see it's definitely within that ballpark. I mean, it looks almost comical in comparison to even like this is a Spyderco Para 3. I mean, set it down next to that and you can see, yeah, the Forebear is definitely a small pocket knife. But again, that's part of the draw, in my opinion, for a knife like this, is that it's easy to carry with you. It's a tool that, you might not have on hand when you need it. But with this pattern of knife, checking out these blades, this one was designed primarily as a whittling tool, so, woodworking. And the blade kind of reflects that. So take a look at this Wharncliffe blade right here. This particular variant has a black washed coating, and it really helps highlight that this is a chisel ground blade. So you can see the edge on this side and the flat on this side. And what's nice about that is as you are holding the knife as a right-hander, it naturally puts the chisel in a position where you're going to naturally use it as you're digging into wood or whatever other materials you're carving with. So having this carving whittling design is very natural in hand. And of course, Wharncliffe blade right here, nice pointy, pokey tip. Came moderately sharp out of the package. I think I should touch it up because it wasn't biting into the wood exactly as much as I would have liked it to. The small blade as well, nice little Wharncliffe blade right there. Small size is going to make it a little bit more controllable depending on whatever, precision tasks you're using it for. And, I'm not a woodworker, so I don't know exactly what goes into whittling primarily. Beyond feather sticks, that's kind of my knowledge right there. But it is, again, part of the pattern of this traditional knife. So we have the 2 Wharncliffe blades. Our blade steel for these blades is going to be, I think it's a 14C, 14C27, I believe. So it's a good stainless steel blade. And traditional pocket knives typically don't always use stainless steel, so that's kind of a nice upgrade. It should be a very serviceable steel, easy to sharpen, but still holding a decent edge, while it's not necessarily a super steel, which is fine because, for a budgety knife like this, you definitely don't want to overpay for things like that. And speaking of the price, you might consider this kind of an expensive one, because again, this is direct from CRKT's website. The current list price is, I think, $85. And even with a coupon, it still comes out to that with shipping and taxes. But yeah, so $85 for a traditional pocket knife with a very unique handle material, which of course, got to mention this. It doesn't look like it on camera, but these ridges on this Ultem are super, super grippy. I don't know if the camera can pick up that sound, but just running your nail on it, yeah, it's a super grippy material, which is actually really nice because a lot of Ultem I've seen comes just flat and smooth, no grip or no texture at all. But it's nice to see that a manufacturer actually, if they properly machine it, you know, these grooves give you a really awesome grip. So this would be great for summer carry because sweaty hands are not going to have any impact on you holding this knife. The stainless steel is not going to rust out on you, especially with the black wash coating. So this is a fairly corrosion-free, easy to grip pocket knife to carry around with you. And while it's designed for that, you know, those whittling tasks, it's not necessarily limited to that because, of course, it's just a nice, sharp, pointy blade with that nice flat tip. So you could use this for a lot of different cutting tasks. So pretty cool. But again, all the steel is completely blacked out on this model. And you'll see the construction uses these T6 Torx screws. And, you know, upsides and downsides to that. Upside is, of course, as a slip joint, you can actually adjust the pivot tension on this knife because a lot of slip joints have either a really hard pull or a really light pull, and you can kind of tune this how you want it. Because out of the package, this little blade right here was kind of a bear to open with your fingernail because it has a little nail nick there, and physics is kind of working against you as you're trying to lever it out because there's not a lot to work with. So I did loosen the pivot a tiny bit, and now I can literally just pinch the blade open, and there's still no play in the blade when opened. And that's a really nice thing for a slip joint. You can adjust that to your liking. You know, I haven't really made any changes to the big blade, and this one, again, opens smoothly. There's no half stops here. It's just one long pull. No play in the open position. And it does close a little soft. So as you're closing it, it doesn't quite snap as snappy as I'd like. It does close, but it's not very snappy there. And that's probably because, again, it's an easy pull to open the knife. So there's trade-offs back and forth. And I'm assuming as well, you could also completely disassemble this knife if you so chose to. You know, for a slip joint, I wouldn't recommend that. I'm not going to take this knife apart ever, but I suppose you could do that if you had the know-how on getting that back spring put back together again. Shouldn't be too hard, but again, I'm not going down that route. But I do like this Ultem material. It's really a hit or miss type of material. Some people really enjoy it. Some people just dislike the color. They call it, you know, it's the pea plastic color. So admittedly, I understand that viewpoint, but I think in the times I've seen it used, it hasn't been overall too bad. It really depends on which manufacturer is making it and, you know, doing the work with it. And so CRKT has done a good job on this particular one. So nice traditional pattern, but I appreciate this design for what it is. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below or let me know if you enjoyed watching. And I hope all of you out there have a nice day. See you later.